Okay, so I guess I think I'm gonna do some weekly vlogs this month. And it is March 1st, and so yeah, for the next week, you're gonna be seeing how my reading's going. I just feel like I need this right now. I need to, have some accountability to get me reading, because I've been struggling a little bit with that, and just feeling a little off. Ever since I got sick last month, I just haven't really been wanting to pick up any books, but I want to read, and I have things I'm like dying to get to. I don't know, in a weird headspace. So I'm thinking maybe if we do some weekly vlogs this month, it will help. Plus, I have a million different readathon things going on too. So yeah, that'll be good. Before we get too much farther though, click subscribe if you haven't already, and down below I've got Goodreads, I've got Instagram, and I've got Storygraph. So if you want to follow me over there, we can talk bookish on more platforms here. So at the moment I am sitting in the parking garage. I just went in. I was able to do a bunch of interviews last week, and I got offered a job, and I'm really excited. And so today I had to go in and start some of the paperwork and get a TB test done and a few other things like that. So I am about to leave actually, but I figured I would just chit chat with you really fast and talk about some of the books that I'm hoping to kind of get into this week. I have an extremely heavy March with reading. Like, I have at least like 20 books I'm trying to cram in. So I've kind of tried to divide it into each week, a chunk of them. So right now, I am still finishing up a couple books from February. So I'm listening to Fantasticland. I actually started with it physically because my library only had it that way. And I ended up starting an Audible account and trying the free trial to get the audiobook because so many people recommended listening to it on audio. And as I was reading it, I was like, I just feel like this would be so good on audio. So I have the audiobook now, and I've been listening to it. I'm going to listen to it on my ride home. But this is about, basically, it's kind of like Fantasticland is kind of like Disneyland, but a little different. But it has like these 5 different lands within it. It's like a huge theme park, and it's in Florida. And they end up getting hit by a hurricane that they just aren't expecting. They thought it was going to hit down lower, and it's like huge, and they get stranded out there for like a few weeks before people get rescued, and things go haywire. When the National Guard finally gets there and goes in, there's like, people hanging from like, not trees, but like people had been hanged. And yeah, and just some crazy stuff was going on. And so this is kind of like this collection of different interviews that this author put together on this event, and different people that were there, or maybe were a part of like the rescue part of it or whatever. There's just different perspectives and things that were kind of going on and happening. And it's very interesting, but it's pretty dark as well, and definitely enjoying the audiobook quite a bit because I'm getting different voices and stuff for each of the interviews, which I just feel like it adds to the experience. So middle of that one. I'm also in the middle of House of Earth and Blood, but I'm doing a separate reading vlog for that one, so I probably won't talk about it a ton here. But I've got like 400, 300. I'm at like 60% in. So I think I have like 300 pages because I think it's 800 total. So I need to kind of work on that one a little bit. And then what else do I have? And then I've got a few others that I'm hoping to also finish this week. So I would like to get to Weather Girl by Rachel Lynn Solomon. This is a cute romance where we're following like a weather girl, I think, and a sports guy. And basically they both want to learn more in their careers and succeed more. But their 2 bosses are so wrapped up in their divorce and a bunch of other stuff going on that they're not getting the time and attention they need. So they decide to pair up together to get their bosses back together so that they can actually get a little bit of attention and help in their careers. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be a little budding romance between the 2 of them though. So very excited about that one. It sounds really cute. And, weather's so interesting. So hopefully like some of that will kind of come in there and have some fun stuff. And then, words.
And then I would also like to get to the untold lives of the women killed by Jack the Ripper. This is like a nonfiction, basically talking about the 5 victims of Jack the Ripper and their lives, instead of looking only at Jack the Ripper, and that's what everybody's always like talking about and into. But it's like, why don't we talk about the people who were affected by this in such a huge way? So curious about that. Nonfiction's not usually my thing, but you know, we got this prompt. And there's also the Curious Minds book club is reading this and stalking the Jack the Ripper this month, and then having a discussion. So I like the idea that they have this nonfiction and fiction that are kind of talking about similar things, and they're gonna kind of bring it together and talk about them together. I don't know. It sounds really intriguing. So I want to read both of those eventually this month. And then I also would like to read this week. What else do I have? I know I have one more book that I'm thinking of, but I honestly can't remember what it was that I wanted to get started into. So I'll have to see, and I'll let you guys know what that other book was. But I also just got my hold came through on Libby for I Killed Zoe Spanos, and I don't think I wanted to start that one until like the 21st. But if I borrow it now, then it's going to be expiring at that point. So I don't know if maybe I want to try and switch that one in here, or if I want to just see if I can extend and have it come through in like a week or two. I haven't decided yet, so maybe I'll actually be listening to that one. But that one is a podcast type book where we're following one teen who basically goes to the police and admits to this murder, and there's another teen, she runs a podcast, and she really doesn't believe that the teen that admitted to it actually did it, and she just sees a lot of holes, and so she's trying to investigate and figure out what's actually happening. I love podcasty elements in my books, so I'm really just curious about this one as well. So I don't know, we got a lot of different things going on this week, and we'll see, and hopefully I can just like read so much this week. We'll have to see. But otherwise, life journeys this week will mainly be whatever needs to happen with my work stuff. I'll be working on that and trying to get going so I can get started soon. And I mean, I think that's about it. I don't have a ton of other stuff happening. So that's my little start to this vlog, and hopefully we can read a ton. Well, hello guys, it's the 2nd. I didn't get back to you yesterday like I intended to, because I ended up having Taco Tuesday with the fam and just kind of hanging out and having a good time. And today definitely my stomach is feeling the extra drinks last night. But I wanted to tell you guys that the other book I was thinking that I was going to try and read this week was Everything Beautiful Is Not Ruined, which is sitting on my nightstand, and I've been really excited to get into it, so I don't know why I totally forgot that that was one of the books for the week. But it's like a YA contemporary, and it's following, oh man, this girl, she like goes to this like wilderness camp thing for I think like youth that are struggling, and her mom, I think she's mad at her mom about it, and having some issues, and she feels like her mom way back was better, and something's going on with her mom now, and something to that effect. I'll tell you more as I get reading in it. I have read like 2 pages of it this morning, and then I had to go do stuff and get ready to go, and I helped my dad go and deliver some meals to the elderly this morning, and now, you know, just kind of trying to chill and take it easy, and hopefully I'll get to some reading really soon. I also listened to a little bit more of Fantastic Land, so I'm moving through that. I'm probably like 3/4 of the way through it, and it's getting more gruesome, and it's kind of weird because it makes you really like, you know, these kids, they did some awful things. It kind of gives you like Lord of the Flies type vibes, where you've got all these young adults and they kind of go out in these different factions and groups, and then they're trying to defend their territory and just do some really awful, evil things. And you're just like, how could this have happened just over being stranded for a few weeks? But then like you get in the minds of these people and you almost feel bad, and you're just like, yeah, I could see this, and this is, I don't know, it's very interesting. I'm enjoying it. But other than that, I really had not read much more last night. And I haven't really read just too much today yet. But I think that's on the docket. It's just so beautiful out. I also want to be outside. It is like 70-degree weather and it is just gorgeous right now. So I've been kind of trying to walk around outside a little bit and just enjoy sitting here on this little swingy thing here that you can't really see. But, you know, it's just beautiful. And I figured I would update you guys really quick. I just came inside and I was going to lay down and start reading this guy. And I wanted to just let you guys know about a really cool book club that I joined a couple months ago. It's called the Tilted Kettle Book Club. And if you guys did the Trick or Treat-a-thon, the main girl, Megan, who was like running that and put that all together and did like an incredible job, she started a book club and it's been really just interactive and fun. And there is like it's on Discord, so there's like monthly books you can read, but there's also other stuff going on. So this book, this actually reminded me of this. I'm reading it for the Festival of Love that's going on. It was like a month and a half, and it has just like 11 prompts that you can try to get, and then when you read all 11 prompts, you get like an extra little title next to your name, which is kind of just fun. I don't know. There's been a lot of really, really great things in there. We have, you know, a space to talk about if you're a writer or your pets, or if you have a green thumb and you do plants and stuff. There, you know, a lot of that, and then just chit chat about bookish stuff, and it's been really fun. And so this is falling into the prompt of having stars on the cover, and so that's kind of what's going on with this guy for the Festival of Love there. And then also, this is going to work in the Greek GODATHON, which I mentioned is going on. And I'll have stuff, information, links for all of this stuff down below for you guys. But I think it's Demeter, the prompt for Demeter, which is to have nature on the cover, because they're outside in the wilderness and, you know, camping out. So I figured that would work on here. I guess there's like rocks and stuff. Not really plants or anything, but it works. So that's my last little bit I wanted to tell you guys about, so you can come and join.
So I'm making a little bit of progress in here. I'm about 50 pages in. I just wanted to update you on what this is kind of about. So we're following our main character. Her name, I can't remember her name. Her name is Ingrid. That's right. So our main character, Ingrid, and she basically is going to this summer camp for some like troubled youth out in the wilderness. There's like no bathrooms. There's not even a camp set up. They just have to make their own tents, and they have like tons of mosquitoes flying everywhere and food. And there's just like, they're literally just right next to a lake. Sorry, my husband's playing a video game there. We just live in such close quarters at the moment that he's kind of got background noise. But anyway, so she's out at this wilderness camp, so there's chapters where we're kind of following her there, and her kind of like, why am I here? I didn't realize that this was going to be this rugged. Did my mom like deceive me? Because I'm pretty sure that the brochure showed these cabins, and she's like, and there's like no bathroom or anything, and she's just kind of freaking out. And so, and there's a little something more going on with her story for sure, and that she's not really being open with people about, we don't know about yet as the readers. And so we're kind of following, she writes like letters to her mom a little bit about some of the experience, and she's just like writing a letter to an old friend. And then also it'll just like have narrative about her experience as well. And then we also have other chapters where we're kind of flashing back to her mom and her during her childhood. So we had a chapter that was like age 6 to 10, and then one that was specifically 10, and her mom was like this opera star, and so they moved around a lot because she got different gigs. And Ingrid was also really interested in maybe getting into some kind of music element as well, and was kind of studying some music when she was younger too. I don't know if she still is or not, but her mom had kind of really climbed really far in the opera and then kind of had a really big fall. So that's kind of the setup of this story. So we're slowly building and learning more about her life, building up to now, and then also her at this camp out in the middle of nowhere that she like got flown into and dropped into in the middle of like the Canadian wilderness, I think it was. So it's so far intriguing. I'm curious as to where it's going to go. I think it has potential to really like be something special, but it also could just be another YA contemporary. I don't know, but it's a pretty easy read, so I'm sure I will be moving through it pretty quickly, and I want to get back at it.
Done playing with your ball. You're getting tired. Timmy, you sunbathing? Yeah. You little silly goobers. Yes? Hello. I've been running a couple errands, doing some reading. Day 3, March 3rd, and I feel like I'm doing good. I am almost done with Everything Beautiful Is Not Ruined. I'm on page like 320. It's like 350 page book. We are almost done. So, thoughts. I really appreciate how the author is kind of building up the story here. I think she did a really good job of just like slowly trickling in enough information to keep you really intrigued and invested, but not too much to give everything away. Like, even with 30 pages left, there's still more I'm curious about and that I want to know that's still going to happen. So I'm amazed and intrigued and excited by that, and I'm enjoying the story. It is super easy and quick to read, which is awesome, and I definitely am loving that. I don't know that it's going to be like a 5-star, like best book ever, but I'm enjoying reading it, and it's a good time, and it's a fun YA contemporary about, kind of finding yourself, and that you don't have to own all of your parents' mistakes or take care of them. They also need to take care of you, and just some different topics about relationships between parents and their kids, which I'm finding interesting, and kind of just overcoming trauma and stuff like that. So I'm definitely enjoying it so far, and I should be finishing this up really soon, which is great because, like I said, we got like 5 books to finish this week, and I'm almost done with this one. And I also had to take a drive to my new workplace and do a couple more things down there, and it's a half-an-hour drive, so I got like an hour more listening in of Fantastic Land, and I only have like an hour more of listening to go on that one, so we're getting closer. I have to say with this one, definitely like we're getting a little bit more of what happened there, but I feel like the storytelling, different interviews and stuff is very level. I would love to have it kind of get a little bit more of a peak going here, like the stakes and the intrigue and just some of the excitement I feel like needs to come up, and it's not at the moment, and I don't know, I'm just kind of like maybe a little something more happening soon, because we're getting towards the end of the story, and I am curious as to how it's going to wrap up, but it's like just a very level type story, and I'm ready for it to kind of wrap up. It almost feels maybe just a smidge too long, unless something more is going to be happening here. So, but I'm still really enjoying it, and I'm finding it interesting, and it's different than other things that I have read before, so I am definitely appreciating that. So I think possibly I can finish both of them today. I don't know if I'm going to have listening time, though, but I'll definitely be finishing up Everything Beautiful Is Not Ruined. So potentially 2 books already finished on the 3rd, and I think I should have some physical reading time later tonight possibly, so hopefully I'll be also reading a little bit more of the next book coming up. I'm not sure if I'm gonna jump into Weather Girl or try and get back into House of Earth and Blood, but I'm thinking I'm probably gonna jump into Weather Girl. I'm feeling some romance, and I just think that one's gonna be really cute and fun, and I'm excited for it, and it's just, oh my gosh, do you see this glorious day right now? So I feel like just a romance, I don't know, it's just lighter and more fun, and I'm adoring this weather. I've been trying to be outside as much as I can, and it's just been lovely. So I'm probably going to jump into that one. But we're on track. I feel like we can finish these 5 books this week, possibly. I was a little worried starting out, but it's going good so far. So that's where we're at, and I might update you in a little bit when I actually finish this, but we'll see. My daughter's gonna be home from school soon, so it might just get a little too chaotic in my house. Well, yesterday I did end up finishing this, but I didn't get a chance to get back to you guys and let you know how it went. I went out to dinner with my parents and my husband and my daughter, and we just had a little celebration since I got a job, and you know, that's exciting stuff. I'm officially going to be working as a nurse, and it's just, you know, things are coming together with that, which is amazing, and I'm so excited about it. But so we went out and had a little dinner. And, you know, I just enjoyed my time out, and it was good. So, but I did finish Everything Beautiful Is Not Ruined, and I really enjoyed it. I was surprised a little bit at the end there. It had me not fully tearing up, but I was like pretty close. It definitely, you know, was a little more hard hitting there, and I was just like, oh my gosh. But our main character, Ingrid, she really made some big growth moments, and that was good to see. And I really appreciated that, and thought it was just really well put together, and it was a really good story. I could definitely see like really enjoying this, especially as a young adult. I enjoy young adult contemporary, but I just don't think it fully, like I probably would have cried, you know, if it was a little closer to my age range there. But yeah, beautifully done, and you know, it was great. That's all I got. So that one I ended up giving 4.5 stars. So I feel like I'm doing pretty well with my reading so far. I didn't get any farther with Fantastic Land. I'm still I think I have like an hour left of listening, a little over an hour left of listening. So I may get some time in with that later today. We'll see. But last night when I laid down, I did start reading Weather Girl by Rachel Lynn Solomon. And I didn't get too far. I think I'm about like 10% in. I got really tired and I went to bed like way early last night. It was like 9:15 and I'm like, I'm exhausted. What is happening right now? I always have a hard time doing eyebrows when I'm trying to talk on the camera. It just does not work. I have no idea what I'm doing. So hold on. Okay, so Weather Girl, we are following. With that one, we're following, I can never remember the main characters' names because I don't know why, and I'm only a little bit in, so I will remember them. But our heroine, she is the weather girl at this popular station, KSEA 6, I think it's called. And so we're following her, and it seems like she just went through like a breakup with her fiance. So she's kind of dealing with that, and kind of, you know, she has some struggles with depression. So if that's something that like is hard for you to read, just know going in that she does have some struggles with depression and stuff. And so we've kind of got that, but we're following her at work, and her boss is very like, she just can't quite get in with her boss. And her boss is like the head of like the weather department and stuff like that. And then also her ex-husband, Seth, is like the head, I think, of the station or something, but they are always arguing. And so it just kind of gets in the way of the rest of the workplace, and everybody's just struggling, and they're just like, come on, like, can you guys just stop, right? So we've kind of got that going on. And so sometimes she's talking to Russell, who is the hero in this one, and he is like the sports guy. And so he like warns her if the bosses are in like a particularly bad mood or something like that. And so they kind of like talk, but not like really, like they're not really friends, but they are friendly to each other at work. And so they're at this Christmas party, and It's like a company Christmas party, but our heroine is actually Jewish, so she doesn't really celebrate the holiday, but she goes because it's a company thing. And, you know, her, basically right now, we're just not really getting much more. Like, they're just getting into this Christmas party, but from what I understand, her and Russell are gonna, like, kind of get chatting and devise a plan to basically try and get their bosses back together, and so they will stop fighting all the time, and maybe they can actually achieve something while they're at work, because they both want to move ahead in their careers, but they can't seem to get through to their bosses to have them have energy to help them, because they're always fighting and everything over here. So there's quite a bit going on here. We have this cute little romance going on. We've got this kind of, you know, news station atmosphere, but we also have some depression issues and a breakup, and we have a brother that's been introduced, our heroine's brother, who's a few years older, and she has, I think it was a niece that gets up really early and watches her every morning at like 4 a.m. And so, you know, there's just some fun vibes going on, and the author does have a little note in the beginning talking about how she wanted to rom-com, but she also wanted to introduce this character with depression as well. So I'm assuming it's going to be light and fun in certain areas, but we're also going to have some things to talk about, which I can always appreciate in a book. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. And so I'll probably maybe update you guys here in a little while. I'm going to try and do a little filming today.
Down. Hi, buddy. Hi, Miss Gingers. Hi. Where's Sugar go? There's the sugars. There's the sugars.
Hello. So, first I'm going to warn you, my husband's playing video games like right next to me, and my daughter's home from school sick, so you know, it may be a little noisy in the background, but we're going to try our best here. I did not really vlog over the weekend. Kind of just enjoyed some time with the family, and it just didn't happen, so it's Monday, and I'm pretty much just going to wrap up the last little bit of reading that I did, and then also just going to wrap up this vlog, so, and then we'll continue into, starting on Tuesday, I will kind of continue what I've been reading into the next weekly vlog, so you guys can catch that. But I did end up finishing a couple more books, and currently I'm working a little bit more on trying to finish this guy, which I have a dedicated vlog for, so I'm not really going to say much. I'm a little over 600 pages in now. I finished a little over 100 pages yesterday. And then I briefly started I Killed Zoe Spanos by Kit Frick, but honestly, like, I think I was listening to the audio for like 15-20 minutes, so I didn't get too far into it. So I'll probably just like talk about that in the next vlog. But also, look, I like have bookshelves, or one bookshelf. I pulled this one out of the closet and put books on it out of, like, I had it kind of like hiding in there, but also pulled a few things out of boxes since we moved. And so it's so nice to like have a bookshelf and like you can see things. So I've got, the top has like mystery, thriller, and then horror, and then this is all contemporaries and romances, and then I've got science fiction, fantasy, and there's one more shelf at the very bottom that is all fantasy. It's a smaller shelf though. So yeah, I'm loving having some shelves. It's so wonderful. Anyways, I did finish 2 other books. So we did 4 total books this week. Is that right? Or was it 3? I don't even know. Trying to think. I think it was 4. We did Everything Beautiful Is Not Ruined, which I very much enjoyed, and that one's 4.5 stars. And then I was listening to Fantastic Land, which I finished.
maybe it was only 3 books. I guess because I'm almost through this one, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to finish this one up today, I'm hoping. So that will end up being a 4th book. But Fantastic Land. I feel like similarly, like there were a couple more like kind of more shocking stories that I was like, that's kind of creepy. That kind of extended into past the events and there's still some weird stuff going on, you know? But overall, like I just wish that it kind of developed into maybe a little bit more thrillery, creepy something. I don't know if that makes sense. I just wish that the pace wasn't quite as leveled out throughout the thing and that some of it just built up and was a little bit more extra and shocking. But I overall like think the concept was really different and unique, and I enjoyed the interview style. I think that it's always fun to like read something that's a little bit different like that. And the audiobook was really good. The voices were all unique and different, and I definitely liked that quite a bit. So I give that one a 4-star. And then I also read Weather Girl by Rachel Lynn Solomon. I finished that one up, and that one was super adorable. I really enjoyed some of the representation in there. Like, you know, our main character, she had depression, and so did her mom, and so there's a lot of, you know, talk about that. And then also the main male character was, he considered himself to be fat. And, you know, he's like, that's just how I am. And that was kind of talked about a little bit as well, which I appreciated. I don't know that we always see the fat representation in the male character. Sometimes it's, I feel like usually the opposite. But, so that was kind of, you know, different and unique, made it feel more real, person-ish, you know? And I thought the romance was super cute, and they went on a bunch of cute, fun dates in which they were, like, trying to double date their bosses into it, but it ended up being like some cute fun stuff with them, and I just thought it was adorable. So overall, super cute and fun, and I think this one ended up at a 4.5 star. It wasn't quite a 5-star, but I still thought it was really adorable and fun, and unique. Like, it was just unique to have some of the weather station aspects and kind of being in that newsroom, and it was fun. I liked it. So that's, I think, gonna wrap everything up for this week. But that was my reading, and we'll jump into next week with I Killed Zoe's Thanos and a few other books. So I hope you guys have a really fantastic day, and let me know what you guys read this first week of March. I would love to hear down below, and I will talk to you guys soon.